Big Boys Neighborhood. We are here with the one and only Tinashe.
Hey.
It's the ladies again today with me and Ide are taking
I
it
like
over.
this.
Let's, I really want to kind of start at the beginning. Obviously not like the beginning because we know Tinashe.
My birth.
What was the weather like? No, take me back to the moment where you knew you couldn't be at your old label anymore.
I don't know if there was like one specific moment. I feel like it was like a slow coming to realization. I feel like there was probably like a year where I was just, thoughts going around my head where I just had this feeling in my gut that like this wasn't right. This wasn't the situation that I needed to be in to, really do what I needed to do.
It must have been hard though, like knowing you're feeling that way, but still not being able to really say anything for however long. You had to who were you confiding in?
I think I was pretty open with everybody about it. I think I was open with them about it. I was open with my management at the time about it. I was open with obviously like the people that I'm close to about it. So everyone kind of knew that I had these just like feelings and thoughts. So it wasn't like a surprise. It wasn't like shocker.
It's like more about time.
So it felt right, and I think that from their perspective, there was some level of understanding there as well. And that's why it was like somewhat of like a amicable.
Yeah.
It was amicable. It was definitely amicable.
It was a conscious uncoupling.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the emotions like when you finally are like, all right, I'm out on my own? Is there happiness, pressure? What are all the emotions?
Oh gosh, a lot. I think at first you're just like, you feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders, and then I think immediately after that is like this realization, like, oh my god, like
I'm really on my own now.
like what am I gonna do? What am I about to do? Because you really are forced to figure out a lot of stuff that is now all your responsibility. And me personally though, I feel like always kind of in life, I always thrive under like that kind of pressure. When I put myself in the position to have to just take it upon myself and to really step up to the plate, and I think that whenever I most feel inspired to do that is usually when my back's against the wall. So
definitely.
You're
like, the fighter.
Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to do this. I'm about to like really do this. And that's when I kind of go into my creative cave and like started just recording.
I think a lot of people think that to make it big, you have to either be on one of these labels or that's like always the goal to whether or not it's like fully on the label or doing a collaboration. But what are the positives of now of being on your own?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just the creative freedom, which I'm really, 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 really lucky to be able to have now with the fan base that I kind of established before. And I think that the record label did a lot of really amazing things for me. I was, first introduced to, recording with major artists. I was first introduced with working with major producers, so they gave me a lot of opportunities that I didn't have before. But at the same time, there was, creative differences when you're working with something that's a business. At the end of the day, I think business and art, it's always hard for there to be a complete balance.
Yeah, definitely.
They're inherently just so truly different. So there's, I think, always going to be some type of, I wouldn't necessarily say conflict, but
There's button heads.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say even butting heads. There's just differences in perspective.
Was it hard to speak up before when you wanted something your certain way? Or
I don't think it was hard for me to speak up. I just think it's just not all. It's at the end of the day, not everything is my decision. I wish it now is. So that is way farther.
Now that the decisions are yours, do you feel that this album best represents you artistically?
Yeah, at least right now at this current stage in my life, for sure. I think that I always have been evolving as an artist sonically as well. So I can't say that like, this project would have necessarily been true to who I was 5 years ago or 6 years ago or even 3 years ago. But I think right now it's like right on point.
Why songs for you? Why that title?
Well, for me, this was a really important moment to, like I said, get back to my roots. And in doing that, it was really important for me to acknowledge the people that really kind of were there throughout that come up and were really really the driving force to, you know, how I'm able to just even continue to do what I do. And that's the people who have supported me. That's my fans. And that's, so for me, I wanted it to just literally be stripped down to, these are songs that I've created for you, me to you as artists, to, you know, person who consumes that art. And that's it. And I think that sometimes it's in this business, music business, we get caught up in all of these kind of accolades and different reward systems, whether it be chart position, whether it be, you know, award, whatever it is, likes on social media, all sorts of different things that we use to like equate success. And I think that it's just like important sometimes to just kind of strip all that away and just be like, wait, this is just about the music. At the end of the day, this is about songs.
How different was it making this album besides being on your own and being independent emotionally from your other albums?
Well, I think I was just kind of like in a much more like emotionally vulnerable place than I was before when I was at that label. I think that there's some type of sense of comfort in knowing that there is like a team behind you. And I think that can create some type of, sometimes you just kind of let things slide, let things fall through the cracks. So with this project, it was just like all of the emotion, just like
let it out.
There on the table, you know, and that just like me.
Yeah.
There with my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts.
What would your advice be to any like boys or girls that obviously look up to you coming up in the music industry? Like, what would your advice be to them about it?
Well, it's interesting because I feel like when I really did get into the music game, the music industry was super different.
Yeah.
So it's really a hard game to navigate nowadays, because so much of it is based on like your lifestyle and popularity, and to break through, and not only just to break through, but to have longevity and to be able to, you know, capture an audience over a long period of time and really get them involved in who you are as a person and like in an entire body of work. Like those things are not as easy as they were like in the past, because there's just so much content and, you know, whatever reason.
Well, your fans are reaching out to you. They're telling you what songs they're listening to the most, or which ones are really hitting, like they're all in the feels on it. Which ones have you been surprised that people are really gravitating towards?
It's really nice to know that everybody kind of likes a different song.
Yeah.
Like, that is really nice, because then there's not really one or two.
I like hopscotch.
You like hopscotch?
Yeah.
That was so fun. That's like that LA vibe.
Yeah, it's just free.
Yeah, it's like warm weather, sunny day. I love that vibe too. Yeah, that's a good one.
What about the more emotional ones?
The emotional ones
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, the emotional ones, I love when the fans are like, oh, got me in my feels.
Yeah.
You know, because then it's like, yes, I did what
you felt
accomplished to do on that song, which was, open myself up.
Definitely.
Does that feel liberating to open yourself up? Or I feel like that to me personally is a very scary emotion to do, to be so vulnerable and speak about your emotions, your heart breaks. Like, does that scare you at times?
I think, and I don't ever think that I ever felt comfortable with being vulnerable in the past, because I feel like I always thought that would make me look weak. But I do think that, you know, with growing up and just learning and growing, you realize that being vulnerable is actually really strong, and there's a strength to that, because we all be going through it, you know, like we all can feel it on some level. Yeah. So I think it's important to be honest about the things that we go through, the good and the bad, because especially like with social media and stuff, people see just like the good,
yeah,
the
that's
good,
it. We paint this pretty picture.
Yeah, and like there's times where we just don't feel so good. So I think it's great to be able to write songs that like touch on that.
Definitely. I think you also, another high that you had was signing with Roc Nation. Why trust them?
Well, I think I just wanted a different approach from the management perspective, because I had like a very family style management before, which was amazing and like very on brand for me, because I always keep my circle like really small, and they were the same people I'd worked with since I was like 17. So for me, that always felt like really natural. But again, I just felt like I had to give myself the opportunity to try something else.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big deal too. I mean, that name
huge.
Roc Nation is like
it's huge.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
What did they say?
It's a completely different approach.
What did they say or do to make you go, this is the right decision?
I think again, it just started with like knowing that creative control was going to be all mine.
Yeah.
You know, it's a management relationship. So pretty much everything that comes through there is the intention is for all of us to, you know, do great things and obviously like make money and continue to prosper and to continue to grow my career. But the creative is really completely like in my hands, which
is awesome.
Was, you know, obviously crucial.
What you wanted.
I feel like I couldn't really operate any other way.
Songs for You is out now. Make sure you go stream it, go listen to it, get in your feels for it. Tinashe, we have Ide here wants to talk about some of these features.
One feature that's getting a lot of attention, both because the video and because of what G-Eazy is saying and so much better. He's talking about his desires for Nashe, his crush on Nashe. Did you ever feel the same for him, or is it just like a friendly let him thirst on me?
The thing, it's funny because like we've always kind of come up in the game around the same time, so I feel like I always saw him at like backstage at shows and this and that. So there was always like a really cute, just like fun flirtation. But he's like always had a girlfriend, so we've never ever like even explored that as like a real possibility. But it was fun to be able to do this record and kind of like play into that flirtation because, we were just like in the studio and like he did the verse and all this.
But not in real life. Would you ever consider it?
I mean, I'm not gonna say, like never say never.
Okay.
But yeah, but
she's like I'm not taking the option away.
right. But I mean, right now, focused on my music.
Stay focused.
You know,
leave love to the side for a little bit.
Yeah. You have been focusing on yourself. Now, is it hard when you do want to jump back into that dating game, knowing that the cameras are always watching, people are always looking, you can have dinner with one person and we already have a backstory.
That's already happened like several times. Like I went out with like Mario from Rent and they were like, oh my God, they're dating. I was like, I didn't even think about that would be like a thing.
Like I was just hungry.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I mean, that's not really something that I like think about or worry about because it's never really like something that I've made like a priority in my career.
Do you guys feel like they can't hit on you if they're just like not a celebrity?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I have no idea. Guys don't really hit on me that much.
They don't?
Not really.
See, this is what I'm saying. I feel
so
like
maybe.
Yeah, I feel like guys are like, that's Tinashe. I can never hit on Tinashe.
Do they try to slide in your DMs at all?
Maybe. Yes. Well, I don't really read my like.
Go into your inbox at all.
It's like a black hole.
I couldn't even imagine.
It's like a black hole in there.
I can imagine.
You can't
like once in a while when I'm just like
bored.
What this person won't.
You get shocked, I'm sure. Like I can't even imagine what's in your DMs. Or the amount of scrolling you'd have to do to get to the end of it.
Oh yeah. It's just I get a lot of DMs.
Actually, you tweeted out your phone number.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay. Where in your mind were you like, this is going to be okay? I'm going to tweet out my real number.
Well, I have like multiple numbers. So like at least it wasn't like the phone that like is going to be ringing all day. Yeah. But the amount of people that hit me, overwhelming. Like
really?
I like sorry to everyone that I couldn't get back to everyone, but I really, really have been trying.
You like trying. I feel like people also weren't believing that it was really you.
But I would like send them selfies back. Like I
that's
swear
awesome.
This is really me. But then I got tired of sending selfies to everyone.
I gotta go.
You're like trying to hold up a newspaper, like, no, look at the date. This really is me right now.
And they're like, if you can do it, can you send up like sticking your tongue out and like holding up 3 fingers?
Wink at me.
Right, like specific things. It was cute though.
Was there anyone that did text or that texted the number that really stayed with you for something that they said?
I mean, I got a lot of just like really genuine, feedback and appreciation from my fans, especially about this project, which has been so touching, insanely touching. Because obviously I really loved the music and the material, but like you never really expect that reaction from.
I think a lot of people too, when they look at albums, we are going back to the features. We're always looking for like multiple features. Like, oh, we've got blah blah blah, and they'll name 20 people. Yeah. And you kept it really like, nah, these are the few that I have, and this is what I'm going to be. What went into making that decision and not wanting to go feature heavy?
Well, I think that a lot of the songs just stood on their own. There was a lot going on in them already.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I didn't feel like there was really even the need. I feel like when you add features, it's really important to make sure that they add to the song, that they make the song better.
Yeah.
As opposed to just, just adding for the sake of adding. because at the end of the day, you want to just create the best song. So the features that I did put on, I felt really definitely enhanced.
Mm-hmm. And do you reach out personally yourself to your features like Jeezy and Black?
Yeah. Yes. Especially those two. Miss Banks, I didn't know her because she's from UK, but I loved collaborating with her. She's amazing. But Black is actually like a funny story because I'd posted on Instagram like, who should I collab with? Mm-hmm. And he commented. Like,
he said me. I volunteer as tribute.
So I slid in the DMs and I sent him like 3. Well, then I texted him like 3 tracks from the new album. Mm-hmm. I was like, which one are you feeling? And he really liked Touch and Go.
That's dope.
So that was really cool.
It's so easy. You have to be like, who wants to collab with me?
Yeah.
There it is.
No, that was really cool. That was really cool of him.
We've seen you everywhere, okay? But one thing that I think a lot of people are very excited for, that you are an ambassador for Savage Fenty.
Yes, so fun.
So you look fire, personally, in that blue. I personally wouldn't try to rock that blue, but I saw it on you. I was like, maybe. Does Brianna personally like reach out and say, hey, Nashe,
oh my gosh,
we want you on? How
did
this happen?
She didn't for this particular one, but like Rihanna hit me up. But yeah, no, I think they actually have been reaching out for me for a while, which was like really interesting, but I felt like the timing was really like bad before. So I didn't have like a project coming out. I wasn't doing anything. Well, I was doing stuff, but you know, like secretly, publicly. Yeah. So I felt like the timing was perfect with this new project coming out, and you know, when I actually got the lingerie, like the gift box, I was like, this stuff is actually so fire. So yeah, I've just been loving
rocking
it.
What does an ambassador do besides rock the stuff that comes in the gift box?
Gosh, just
get sexy.
Yeah, just represent. Just represent. Yeah, no, it's amazing. She's, you know, obviously Rihanna is a queen, and then like everyone that she's chosen to be a part of the campaign as well is like so awesome.
It's good company.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. So it's been a really fun collaboration for sure.
I love that Savage Fenty is like, it represents all women and like women, color, size, short, like it doesn't matter, everything. So I think aligning yourself with a company like that, I think is really beautiful. But I know that we all have moments of insecurities, moments that we're like, no, don't post that photo, please. Don't get this angle.
When I actually was kind of scared to post that photo in the blue lingerie. Yeah,
why?
I'm not gonna lie. Because you're like, what are people gonna say?
But how do you get yourself out of that? Because as an artist, you do have to put yourself out there.
I mean, what do you say to yourself? I think you just got to go for it. You just got to like, you know, life is short. Yeah. Life is super short, and you just got to go for whatever you're feeling. And I think that that's a great just rule of thumb for anything, whether it be like relationships, whether it be your career, whether it be posting a photo on Instagram. Like if you feel it, do it.
When does Tinashe feel her most sexiest?
Probably. Gosh, on stage.
Yeah?
On stage. That's definitely 100% the answer.
Is when you're on stage, do you ever have those moments like, this isn't me, this isn't Tinashe, this is my other ego?
Yes.
Nashe comes out.
I wouldn't necessarily say it feels different from me, but I definitely like something comes over me. Yeah. You know, like I feel like I just like click, you know, like I turn on. Yeah. But I definitely don't feel like necessarily like a separation. I just feel like, I don't know, like it's my superpower almost. Yeah. Like I got like a surge. You know?
I love it.
Speaking of energy and surges, there's a lot of times I think on social media, people try to test us. They try to come towards us. Yeah. And recently you did have a situation where, so I don't even want to, because we actually don't like this person in the neighborhood because I always feel like they're just clout chasing all the time. But how do you make sure that when someone is trying to test you, that you stay true to yourself?
I think it's so important to remember that like you get so much love every day from all the people around us. It's so easy to get caught up in like one negative interaction with somebody in your day. And that can't be how like you define that day. Yeah. And, or, you know, whatever you're going through. Like if you have like, you know, you're seeing your family, you're doing all these great things, and then like somebody like gives you the finger in traffic, like, and then you feel bad about it, like things like that. Like, or like somebody leaves like a negative comment on your photo or whatever. Like you can't give that kind of stuff energy, especially when there's so much good energy to be gassed. You have to gas the right things.
Does it change it when it's someone in the industry? They feel like they can get closer to you?
I think when it's somebody that you respect.
Yeah.
For sure.
It can get to you.
How do you stay grounded? I think that a lot of people often forget that artists are human too.
Yeah.
And we forget that side. We always expect you guys to be like these superhumans that are robotic, that don't have feelings. But how do you keep yourself grounded?
I think for me, that's having a really grounded, in like home environment. And that's having my parents, that's having my brothers, that's having my close circle of friends. And that always feels constant throughout all of the other craziness.
Does mom still make you take the trash out?
No, my brothers take the job.
Make them do it.
What chores did you have? I mean, like, you've been in the industry for so long, so we always think that you just have like a very different upbringing than a lot of people. But like, did you have chores?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, not like we didn't have like a chore chart.
Okay.
Like, I was
On
like
Mondays.
helpful. Yeah, I was like helpful.
What's it like in the household for you for over the holidays?
Gosh, it's really fun, but it's really intimate. My family, most of my extended family doesn't live in LA, so it's just usually my parents and my brothers, and we're just at the house with the dogs, cats. It's very very, 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 very homey. And I think those things are so important.
Yeah.
Because especially when like the industry and social media, and I've just been like reading everything that everyone's been saying about this project and me for like the past week and a half.
Very overwhelming.
Yeah, it can be just, you don't really know what to think or feel.
Yeah.
But then you have these, things that are always there to ground you and bring you back to
Those
your
real
core.
moments. Yeah, that must be really good to know that you always can have your family right there. Are they involved in any of like the management?
They were when I was younger.
Okay.
More when I was like, especially when I did like acting and things like that. Like my dad would take me to all my auditions and like, when you need a parent on set, So they were really involved in that. But once I kind of started the music, they kind of
drifted a little. Speaking of acting, when are you gonna do more? Do you think that there's a chance to do more?
Acting?
Yeah.
I would love to in the future. I would, especially if like the right role comes around.
What's the right role?
Like
Create it.
like a Tomb Raider.
Ooh,
Like,
okay.
I want to like come out and
Lara
be like
Croft.
a badass. Like, yeah.
That would be dope. I think.
Tinashe Croft.
I think so.
hard.
Yeah,
That'd be
Tinashe
hard.
Croft.
Yeah, use my black belt skills.
That's true. A lot of people don't know about that.
How long did it take you to get that black belt?
Like 4 years.
Really? Damn.
Yeah. I was young though.
Well, yeah, but still,
You
when I was
still
young,
have it in you though. You
Oh,
can still beat some
yeah,
ass.
don't-
Okay, so
Don't
Louis,
try me.
Louis normally is in here, but he is not here because he was like, it's going to be the ladies. Could you
Nice.
kick Louis' ass?
Of course.
Yeah.
She's not even looking at him. Yes, of course I can.
course.
Bring him down.
Have you ever had to use it?
I mean, not in real life.
Oh,
I've like
God.
sparred.
Okay.
Like I did a competition.
But not like
younger.
a street fight. Some girl tried
Yeah, not. That would be unfair.
Have you ever tried like a MMA or anything like that?
No,
You should.
I kind of should.
It
Yeah.
looks scary to me.
It looks so scary.
I don't ever
much
want to get
blood.
hit, but I want to like maybe
wanna
dodge
hit?
him or
That's
something. No.
that's where I would be bad at it. 'Cause
Getting hit,
I'd have to
right?
get hit.
It's too much. It's too much for my life. We're ending a decade as well.
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
decade
That's
is
so crazy.
freaking ending. It's been blowing my mind this whole time. What is the next 10 years of Tinashe's life look like?
Wow, 10 years?
What would you like to see?
A lot of things.
Like-
I feel like by the time how old will I be in 10 years? 36?
36.
36?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
36.
That sounds grown.
Yeah.
You a grown woman.
But like maybe if I'm 36, I'll be like, I'm still young. I don't know. I don't know.
Definitely.
But 10 years, yeah. Gosh, the sky's the limit. A lot could happen. I want to continue. Obviously, the most immediate things that I'm thinking about is I want to tour.
Yeah.
I want to get back on the road.
So the tour will be the next thing.
Yeah, I want to tour.
Got
I want
that.
to obviously just jump right back into the studio and create more music. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop. As long as I possibly can. Hopefully, eventually stumble into some type of relationship, have
Okay.
kids, like that would be great.
How many kids
I would
do you want?
I would like 3
Ooh,
or
okay.
4.
Oh.
When it comes to relationships, I feel like going through, I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, I'm so glad that I had this like really big chunk where I was single and I was like dating, and I was like, you should have seen the dumbasses that I dated, da da da. I was like, because when I finally met you, I realized the whole saying of, I know what I don't want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was probably the biggest thing I learned. What have you realized through your dating what you don't want in your next relationship?
I just don't want like I don't want anything to be a force or like difficult or any unnecessary stress. Like for me, especially if I consider like adding someone to my life, I just want it to be, again, it's like a feature on a song. It has to like add to it. It has to like make it better. And like my life is awesome. It's amazing. I have like great friends, a great family. So I want there to be like no stress, no added tension.
The compliment.
Yeah,
to your
just
life.
like make everything, my career better, everything better.
Any physical attributes, like a type? Like, he's got to have
I don't feel like I have
blue
a type.
eyes.
No, I don't know. No. I don't really like have like a test where like I know. How do you rule out someone based on?
You don't.
I like them tall.
I definitely. My husband is not what my would always turn my head. Like I would always think that like super dark hair and like blue eyes and like a jaw. I was like, that was the one that I was like, ooh,
jaw. Yeah. I used to say that.
My husband is blonde, no jaw. He does have blue eyes. He does have.
You
blue
met
eyes.
one of your one thing.
But you're right. Like when it comes to a type, you can't. It doesn't work.
Especially with that kind of connection. I feel like it's just like so much deeper than like obviously.
Have you ever met someone where all of a sudden like the moment you looked at them you were like there's spark, there's something there?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anytime that I've like pursued anything like worthwhile,
it's because there was something there.
Yeah, I don't waste my time.
Songs for You is out now.
Yes.
Go listen to it. Go stream it. Tinashe's gonna. Which one? Right? You think they should start at number 1, or where do you think they should start?
Well, I did spend a lot of time on the sequencing,
Yeah.
so you should. Yeah, start at the top. Start at the top.
Christmas is right around the corner. Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes.
What is on Tinashe's Christmas list?
Oh, well, I mean, this is gonna sound like silly, but like the first thing I want to do is make a bunch of music videos. So I'm kind of like saving my money to like film a whole bunch of.
How different is that now?
I have to actually save my own money to film.
So gotta pay for it.
So I'm like, gotta budget out like what I'll be spending this year on Christmas because I want to make some videos. That's definitely something to be taken into consideration, especially because I just dropped a project. Like that's like kind of all I'm focused on.
Yeah, but what about for someone to give to you?
I'd like I guess like a new iPhone.
Okay.
Ooh, what do you have right now? Which
the
one?
10. So it's like
you're not that far behind.
No, but like
you're on a 10. I got a 7 plus.
She's like, I want those 3 lenses.
Upgrade.
The new. So it's like silly. Maybe like a new. Yeah, like everything I want is just like.
Hey, maybe you could shoot your videos from your iPhone because it's so good,
right?
Yes, we need that.
Apple, come on.
Yeah. Are you a good gift giver?
I love giving gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What tips do you have for? Because I'm a horrible gift giver. I'm always like, oh, here's a gift card. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The best tip is do it so far in advance.
Oh,
so you're already done with all the gifts?
No, not this year. Again, like I said, this year I'm
videos.
just like discombobulated. But usually, it's like I'll start at least thinking of it like a month ahead because then you can really. It's bad when you have like a weekend to get a gift for everybody and you're just like, that's when I just like can't think of anything good.
I'm a procrastinator, like nobody's business.
You can't procrastinate, especially when you can like online shop now. Like there's no excuse. Just,
Amazon.
Like, spend one night.
Yeah.
Like, get some wine, light some candles, Christmas shop.
I'm gonna try to incorporate this into my life.
I have to do it too, so I have to take my own advice. To be honest, I have to do it.
Tinashe, if you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Gosh, honestly, be patient because I think I had a lot of timelines in my head when I was younger for things that definitely didn't pan out the way that I thought that they would. Or not even necessarily just be patient, but like, like be patient. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen, the way they're supposed to happen.
Were those hard lessons to learn?
I think it was hard at the time to go through because I think I've always had this, like, especially like when I was trying to get my last album out, Joyride, not this one, the one before, and it was delayed like multiple years. Yeah. For me, that was a big, like, it was hard. Yeah. It was really, really difficult, especially when things are out of your control. And sometimes in life, things are just completely out of your control. And you have to wait for the right time, the right season, or just like, even I felt like I thought that I would be much more successful at like a younger age than I am now. Like, I don't feel old now, but like when I was younger, I would have been like 26. Oh my God. Getting up there. But like just just take your time and like enjoy that time. Enjoy that process. Even like when I first remember, like I got in the game and released like 2 On and that like blew up. I was like focused on like what's the next thing? When am I going to drop my next album? And it's like that was such a fun time. Just enjoy things. Take your time.
Do you think your idea of success has changed over the years of what it means to be successful?
Absolutely. I think it's just evolved. I think I still have, similar goals. But I think that where I, put my priorities in terms of like what's important, that, like certain accolades aren't as important to me. Like I always wanted to get a Grammy. Like I still really want to get a Grammy.
A lot of people do.
But I definitely don't see it as like the thing that decides.
Some of the greatest artists haven't gotten Grammys, so
like,
I don't think that
so
defines
like
an artist. No, it's
Dogg.
like they have not given it to the right people all the time. So
so that's fine. And I think also learning that there's so many artists that I really respect, like deeply, deeply, deeply respect, that don't receive the same type of like recognition that some people look at as what makes people successful. So I think seeing that makes me look at success differently.
I think a lot of people in the industry have a misconceived idea of that celebrity relationships or friendships are not real. That like, oh, these look like BFFs, but they're probably not. It's fake.
It's made
Do you
up.
have like real friendships within the music industry, like
yes,
celebrities?
but not
really.
Yes. But I keep my circle really small.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for people to get to like that core friend group. I have like honestly people that I truly call friends, like 3 or 4.
Yeah. But it would take.
But I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that I really
circle.
respect.
Yeah. One time you tweeted, and it made me so sad, that you were in the club and you were dancing. And then your friend was
That
like,
tweet blew up.
Yeah, because I remember
was like,
seeing it
no,
after it
people
was
can
like,
relate.
people were retweeting and liking it and stuff. And you were like, they said that I look sad. Were you sad?
I was definitely sad. I was going through it.
Because every time we've ever seen you,
friend saw me. Yeah.
like you've come here. We've seen you at her festival, and always having a great time. You have this great, big, beautiful smile. It's hard sometimes to think like that. Yeah, you would be living the life that so many people want to live, and that you would still be sad.
Of course. And I think again that's something just to like keep in mind. Like
human,
we all go through it.
Yes.
And especially I think sometimes when people see like celebrities or people that they think that okay, their life must be like
perfect.
What do they have to complain about? That we all
It's just different levels. Yeah, different levels, different perceptions, experiences. Yeah, for sure. So 2020 this year, tour. Anything else that we should be looking forward to?
I mean, that's really the first thing I want to do. So that's all got this tunnel vision right now. Literally last night I was like working on the set list.
Nice.
I want to do like a completely new set list.
Ooh.
I'm so excited. Tours is so fun because that's when I get to like really get up there and perform and do all the dancing and like really,
She's so excited.
I love that.
Something we talk about here in the neighborhood a lot, obviously being Real 92.3, we talk about top 5s.
Yes.
Do you have a top 5 in R&B?
Oh, that's so hard. I feel like I have to give that a lot of thought before I like put that on the record. Yeah, that's like really hard. I mean, just like off the top of my head in like no particular order. I mean, like the people that really inspired me would be like Janet Jackson,
Go ahead.
Sade, Michael Jackson.
All the Jacksons.
Do we call him pop? Or I mean R&B?
You can.
Yeah.
I would
think
say so.
There was did you see when 50 Cent was like Chris Brown is bigger than Michael Jackson? Like he tried to make the comparison. Do you believe you can compare Michael to anyone like that?
No,
Even if
especially because it was like a completely different era.
Yeah.
Like, everyone
Different
was
time.
like so much bigger. Like, I don't know, because you couldn't access people the same way you can now. Like social media makes everyone so much more accessible.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson was like like a character. Like a cartoon character. You know what I mean?
It blows my mind all the time when you see the footage of him in Europe and they're just like, and it's like masses amount of people and they're like chanting and it's like
scary.
It is
I
kind
could
of
not
scary.
deal with that. It gives me anxiety.
It's wild.
I couldn't even ever imagine
too
being
much.
at that caliber
It's
of
wild.
super
Wild.
crazy.
So yeah, I think it's different.
Yeah.
It's just different.
What about top 5 rappers?
Oh gosh, I don't even have that.
I couldn't get through my R&B.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Who are my top 5 rappers? I don't know. Again, I'd have to like sit and put some thought into it.
Besides focusing on your own music and looking at, the fans and how they're receiving the music, what's in your playlist? What are you listening to?
Right now I'm listening to a lot of Doja Cat.
Ooh.
Doja.
I'm listening to a lot of FK Twigs. I'm listening to a lot of. They just put out albums, so that's
that's why they're in the rotation.
I like that it's a lot of ladies.
Yeah, love it. I'm listening to. I mean, I listen to stuff that I'm always inspired by, like Janet, and I'm listening to a lot of Rosalia lately.
Okay,
love
Rosalia,
love her. I'm listening to stuff that I've loved from like the most recent years, like the internet. Love them. Gosh. All sorts of people.
Nice.
It runs the gamut.
That's dope. Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. Again, Songs for You is out now. Go get Tinashe's new album because she did this on her own.
Yeah.
That's why. She's the boss lady.
She's free now.
Please. Yes.
Songs for You is out. Tinashe, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.